Hello, this is World University and Schools News and Question and Answer on Monday, June 16th, 2025 at 10 a.m. Pacific time. As we wait to see if people will join this WUAS News and Question and Answer at MIT OpenCourseWare Centric Wiki Grow with Google WUAS World University and School. Just checking to see if people are interested in joining at this point in this open conversation, this time for question and answer. I'd like to share a little news with you about World University and School since last Monday, June 9th, 2025. So firstly, World University and School is growing as a free MIT OpenCourseWare-centric Wiki World University and School, and growing with Grow with Google WUAS for free to students online degrees, bachelor, PhD, law, MD, IB high school, or similar, AAAS, and master's degrees, first in English, then in each of all 200 countries and in their main languages. And see Peter Norvig, the Google AI director's incredible Toolify AI WUAS article, Revolutionizing Education with Machine Learning and AI, World University in School, at the toolify.ai website page. All the best, abolitionally friendly greetings, Scott. And I'll post the recording of today's WUAS news and question and answer to youtube.com/at Scott McLeod World University /videos, our current main WUAS YouTube video channel. So agenda item 0, last week's WUAS news and question and answer recording is posted for 6/9/2025, and with a focus on hashtag on Twitter and LinkedIn, hashtag WUAS museums, hashtag WUAS artificial general intelligence, hashtag realistic virtual earth for museums. And check that out. Agenda item 1. So this is in a blog post from yesterday and regarding an absolutely crazy month for progress in the world of genome instability and DNA repair, especially as pertaining to aging. And this was a Twitter post that Alex Plesa, who's working on aging reversal genetics, with a Twitter post with a clock moving backwards and the outline of his ongoing research, retweeted from Alan Tomasiak, who is a Stanford and University of Southern California alum, and posted this fascinating article about genome instability and DNA repair, and a number of other articles that came out, scientific papers that came out this past month regarding these areas and pertaining to aging. And as a consequence, I created a set of tweets and asked how best to create a course in aging reversal genetics, a wiki school at World University and School, and asked of Alan Tomasiak and Alex Plesa at Harvard WIS Institute and MIT Media Lab, an MIT Media Lab director, David Sun Kong, who was the main faculty lead in the How to Grow Almost Anything synthetic biology class this spring, in which I was a global listener, and Harvard and MIT professor George Church. So a set of tweets in these regards. How best? Alan Tomasiak, Alex Plesa, AM Plesa, David Sun Kong, hashtag HTGAA biologists, George Church, to develop a first hashtag aging reversal genetics course on the Wiki school at World University and School, the aging reversal genetics Wiki subject page at hashtag MIT OCW centric Wiki at World Univ and SCH from recent papers. And in a hashtag realistic virtual earth for aging reversal with G Street View, hashtag G Cell View, and with hashtag G Time Slider. So check out the papers that Alan Tomasiak was tweeting about as well. World University and School would eventually like to make such scientific papers available in our libraries, but that will still take some time. And check out the blog post in these regards from yesterday, June 15th, 2025, beginning Book Cliffs, Utah and UT and CO, Colorado, regarding these ideas at World University and School further. So agenda item 2, revolutionizing education with machine learning and AI, updated on March 2nd, 2024. This is the Tulify AI incredible article that Peter Norvig created. And with a focus on innovating with ML and AI, and hashtag Peter Norvig's research at Google, and utilizing hashtag machine learning and AI in teaching, and at World University and School, and regarding hashtag grow with Google WUAS. So expanding, or an expanded view of this article's main sections, has a focus on virtual Harbin and studying bliss. Incredibly. Thank you, Peter. So the main section headings in this incredible article are innovating with machine learning and artificial intelligence after introduction and table of contents. Peter Norvig's research at Google, utilizing machine learning and AI in teaching, expanding MIT OpenCourseWare through machine learning, language diversity and machine learning, the potential of machine learning in language translation, developing courses in multiple languages, Google's role in education innovation, Google's artificial intelligence software, TensorFlow, the future of MIT OpenCourseWare and World University in School, machine learning and artificial intelligence in virtual Earth, creating a realistic virtual Earth, collaboration between scientists and machine learning, the study of bliss and enjoyment in learning, flow, the psychology of optimal experience, exploring bliss in a virtual Harbin hot springs. Conclusion. So these incredible section headings, this incredible article, with its focus on many aspects, or some aspects, of where MIT OpenCourseWare centric Wiki, World University and School can and will likely head with machine learning and AI to revolutionize education and to expand on MIT OpenCourseware through machine learning opens the way for further developing a realistic virtual Earth, studying enjoyment in learning, and potentially studying of bliss and enjoyment in learning. Regarding the book Flow, The Psychology of Optimal Experience, and exploring bliss in virtual Harbin Hot Springs is just one example of where World University and School may head with this. Regarding developing courses in multiple languages and the potential of machine learning in language translation, has to do with my service advisor at Toyota Palo Alto, whom I just talked with a couple of days ago, who's from Vietnam originally, and where the person I leased a Toyota Sienna from on March 4th from Toyota Palo Alto is also from Vietnam. And in what ways could, with them and with machine learning and language translation and developing courses in multiple languages, we develop Vietnam World University and School in the Vietnamese language. And potentially for Vietnamese, say, high school seniors and who would be graduating, so that we get Vietnam World University and School into high schools, the senior year of high school, for example, in Vietnam, in the Vietnamese language, and such that MIT OpenCourseware's 2,500 plus courses in English could become accessible with all their books as well, potentially, and the video lectures of faculty, for example, at MIT in Vietnamese. This is, I think Vietnam has at least 90 million people, possibly more, who could benefit greatly from a free online Vietnam World University and School in Vietnamese that was available in the home to Vietnamese students, for example. So we can, and we will plan to do this also for Vietnamese colleges, such that Vietnamese college graduates could learn about Vietnam World University and School at a college in Vietnam, and potentially proceed to a free PhD online from home in Vietnamese with, for example, Peter Norvig's research at Google, utilizing machine learning and AI in teaching, and expanding MIT OpenCourseware through machine learning, and innovating with education, and potentially with AI and machine learning, the TensorFlow library at Google, and also in a realistic virtual Earth. And for studying enjoyment in learning in Vietnam and in the Vietnamese language, in a realistic virtual Earth, even in a realistic virtual Harbin Hot Springs, for Vietnamese in the Vietnamese language, from homes in Vietnam, for example. Check out the blog post in these regards. It begins rough-legged hawk, North America, Buteo. Agenda item 3, machine learning and AI in teaching at WUAS. A set of tweets in these regards: excited in World University and School, hashtag revolutionizing education with machine learning and AI in teaching at World Univ and SCH, with hashtag Peter Norvig's research at Google, and this article. And with hashtag WUAS coding for 7.9 billion people. Speakers of 7,159 known living languages, and from the Languages Wiki School at World University and School, which will eventually make accessible these schools in all these 7,159 known living languages for people to wiki teach to. So there are many ways that machine learning and AI in teaching can help revolutionize education, especially with a wiki, where all of us, potentially some speakers of each of all 7,159 known living languages, can use machine learning and AI to wiki teach, say to their YouTube video channel or to any other website, for example, and add that website or that YouTube video, for example, to a wiki subject page at World University and School, possibly in and potentially in the Vietnamese language, for example. This is a set of openings in coding for all 7,159 known living languages for free universal education, Wiki people to people, and also MIT OCW centric. So MIT OpenCourseWare is now in 5 languages, and we would like to expand it to the languages in each of all 200 countries for free degrees, bachelor, PhD, law, medicine, IB, high school, or similar, AA, AS, or master's degrees in each of those languages, possibly 100 languages in those 200 countries. And if helpful, if useful, with 22 scheduled languages in India, expand it to all languages with free online degrees from home for those who might find that helpful, those places, those regions, those countries, those people who might find online free degrees over the internet that are MIT OpenCourseWare centric and grow with Google WUAS World University and School centric too. And in the process, we would like to code for World University and School WUS would like to code for most of all 7.9 billion people on the planet from you at World University, and potentially to seek to end poverty among all the poor, 1 billion people possibly out of 8 billion people, and also to extend life and reverse aging with aging reversal and extreme longevity genetic drug therapies emerging, FDA approved in the US. Stay tuned. You can read more about this in the blog post Calliope-Hummingbird, scott-mcleod.blogspot.com /2025/06/ Calliope-hummingbird.html from this month in my blog. Agenda item 4. This is about the notice of the successful renewal of the worlduniversityandschool.org domain name URL. So the website host for worlduniversityandschool.org recently informed us that having changed a payment method from a credit card to an automatic bank withdrawal, the host emailed us that, Dear World University and School, this is to notify you that your gate product indicated below was successfully renewed. Please note the next expiration date for this product name, product type, expiration date, worlduniversityandschool.org, domain 6/18/2026. And you can read about this further also in the same blog post as above, beginning with the words Calliope Hummingbird. Check it out. Agenda item 5. This is a blog post, but a agenda item that focuses on yoga for better mental health. And in searching on the phrase in Google, yoga meditation is good, I found a fascinating Harvard Health article on this, beginning yoga for better mental health, health.harvard.edu/staying-healthy /yoga-for-better-mental-health, and searched on, and I added this to the WUS Yoga Wiki as well, which you can find at from the main Wiki subjects page. And also, you can read about further some ideas about yoga in my hippie Angeli yoga notations at scottmcleod.com/yoga notations.html, and in the blog post from this month, beginning Indian Heaven Wilderness, WA for Washington State. Agenda item 6. This is regarding some questions I was emailing about with my mother, my friend Ed, my friend Pin, Mazumdar Ed Smythe, my mother Jane McLeod, and wondering further about, and as a religion major at Reed College, about the divine, and particularly the God word in the Desiderata prose poem, and in yoga, and in non-theist friends, Quakers, and among Unitarians, Episcopalians, Pin, of whom was, I think, an Episcopalian, and Buddhists, Buddhism, and I think Ed has practiced Buddhism and also Catholicism, and among Hindus and Hinduism, and also regarding Houston Smith's 7 religions in his book, The Religions of Man, from 1958, and the divine in each of those 7 religions, and regarding also identity questions, social science-wise, anthropologically, and sociologically, way beyond, far beyond Castell's book, quote, The Power of Identity, end quote, which is the middle book in his Information Age trilogy. And regarding Rosemary Ruther's book, Sexism and God Talk, which is a book I wrote my Reed College senior thesis about, and regarding Native Americans' conceptions of divinity, and all of our African ancestry, genetics, and regarding religion and the divine, and also regarding this word, the divine, or the God word in the Desiderata prose poem, and also regarding genetics, and say yoga genetics in the above regards, especially in our human diversity and increasingly diverse world. So read more about this in the blog post from this past week, beginning Indian Heaven Wilderness, I think on June 15th, 2025, in scott-mccloud.blogspot.com/2025/Indian-Heaven-Wilderness-WA period HTML. Agenda item 7. This comes out of a question of how to inspire people to Wiki teach at World University and School and Wiki learn. And having just connected with a little bit further with a friendly contact, Haskola, who I think has some Native American background from Lake County, possibly Pomo, and regarding, for example, how best to inspire you now or people to, and for example, Native Americans in Lake County, California, and regarding Native American languages to Wiki Teach and Wiki Learn at Wiki WUAS. And for example, in the subjects, Wiki subject page, a main area, World University and School, at this URL, wiki.worlduniversityandschool.org/wiki/subjects with a capital S. So a set of tweets in these regards. How best to hashtag inspire you now and people, e.g. hashtag Native Americans in hashtag Lake County, CA, regarding hashtag Native American languages to hashtag WikiTeach and hashtag WikiLearn at hashtag WikiWUAS at World Univ and SCH in hashtag World University in School, hashtag revolutionizing education with hashtag machine learning and AI in teaching with hashtag Peter Norvig's research at Google. So, question of how to invite people to teach and learn in a conversation, possibly in the Pomo language, or about any subject they love or find interesting or are studying in a college or school setting, university setting. So that set of tweets retweets the WUAS news and question and answer from 2/15/25. Actually, I think it's a WUS monthly business meeting, loosely conducted in the manner of Quakers. And the recording is posted also. Check them out. And regarding, I think I found it in searching on hashtag Native American languages. And it's also in the blog post, scott-mccloud.blogspot.com/06/Indian-heaven-wilderness-WA Thoughts about this? Check out the Wiki subjects page at World University and School. Possibly teach something about this to a subject by clicking edit this page. And also, WUAS is not heading in the Wikipedia direction in its 300 languages in these regards, which uses possibly different criteria for open wiki teaching and wiki learning and wiki curating and wiki editing than World University and School. Agenda item 8. So this is about our ability to wiki create libraries and how revolutionary that is. Potentially all libraries that have ever existed. So in a real hashtag realistic virtual earth for libraries, all libraries ever and in all languages ever. So a set of tweets in these regards, it's our being able to photograph, for example, a library, a small library, anywhere in the world when we're traveling, for example, or a large library, like the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. In 2024. And add this library, this photo, say, of books on library shelves to a realistic virtual earth for libraries. And then possibly to connect a picture of a book spine to an actual data source for that book and read that book right there and then online. And with us having created, say, that shelf of books in a photo that gives us access potentially to those books. So this set of tweets reads, it's our being able to photo, for example, and hashtag Wiki create libraries with AI and ML to a realistic virtual earth for libraries, all ever in all languages, in now all countries in the world, that is newly revolutionary, and potentially also to create networks of people in the process of each of us being able to do this or doing this. And regarding my upcoming book, Society, Information Technology, and the Global University, which will focus on aspects of these questions further. And this retweets a tweet out of Harvard that John Palfrey, the president of the MacArthur Foundation, posted to his Twitter feed from Jonathan Zittrain, who is a Harvard law professor, who is involved in setting up institutional books. So Jonathan Zittrain retweeted the Institutional Data Initiative. The Twitter feed is @INSTDIN. And that tweet reads, a research center at Harvard working to strengthen society's connection to knowledge by advancing our access to and understanding of the data that shapes AI. And the website for that is institutionaldatainitiative.org. And their GitHub website is github.com/ISTDIN. And the tweet further reads, today we released Institutional Books 1.0, a 242 billion token data set from Harvard Library's collections, refined for accuracy and usability. Check it out. And it's in the blog post also, Beginning Book Cliffs, UT and CO. Agenda item 9. This is regarding a Google Scholar new article alert that came into my email box yesterday evening, and appreciating how I'm also, it's about politeness of large language models compared to human, for example, politeness. The Google Scholar alert was from Robert D. Hawkins, and it was about comparing human and LLM politeness strategies in free production. And synopsis is, polite speech poses a fundamental alignment challenge for large language models, LLMs. Humans deploy a rich repertoire of linguistic strategies to balance informational and social goals, from positive approaches that build rapport, ... So agenda item 9, again, I'm appreciating greatly the politeness of Gemini conversational generative AI, artificial intelligence, as well as the conversational friendliness and affirmation of ideas, and its incredible responses. And check out the Artificial Intelligence Wiki School at World University and School, and the Machine Learning Wiki School at World University and School, where there isn't very much yet about politeness in LLMs, large language models, but which may emerge and compared with human politeness. So agenda item 10, yoga philosophy discussion group, here and now, brainstorming, and regarding quote, hashtag genetics, question mark, for performance, higher, faster, stronger athletics, dash, and hashtag ethics, question mark, end quote, in the Hippie Angeli yoga notations, scottmccloud.com/yoga notations.html. And for 80 and 90-year-olds, for example, how to create yoga genetics, say for higher, faster, stronger athletics, more supple as well, regarding yoga asana poses, and regarding ethics. So perhaps this would be clinical trial ethics involving human subjects, or HIPAA ethics. Could we explore this further as yoga genetics come along, say for higher, faster, stronger, more supple athletics and yoga asana poses? As we learn what copies of genes to add back into our bodies for our musculoskeletal system, to reverse muscle wasting, for 80 and 90-year-olds and beyond, for example. Could we do this also, potentially reversing aging, for Harbin's current founder and Kriya yogi, Harvard alumnus too, Ishvara Bob Hartley, and potentially also in combination with a chair yoga course, so a movement course, in a Harbin Hot Springs warm pool. And how might Angela and Victor's yoga how might Angela and Victor possibly come to Harbin to teach a yoga course in this, where Angela has taught many yoga courses for women at Harbin, and to teach chair yoga in warm water for the inner releasing meditation benefits of soaking in warm water while doing yoga meditation. And for 90-year-olds, especially Ishvara and others, and as possibly, again, musculoskeletal system genetic drug therapies develop for experimentation and clinical trials, and even under HIPAA, HIPAA protocols, which are much about privacy. George Church, which copies of genes would you suggest to add back into 90-year-olds for reversing of muscle wasting? Set of tweets in these regards. Yoga, hashtag genetic drug therapies for hashtag yoga aging reversal, hashtag yoga extreme longevity, hashtag aging reversal, hashtag extreme longevity with hashtag chair yoga in warm water, hashtag for inner releasing action meditation, and regarding, quote, hashtag yoga genetics, question mark, dash, higher, faster, stronger athletics, and hashtag ethics, question mark, end quote, from Hippie Angeli yoga notations. Check out the blog post beginning Arachnia fasciata in June 2025 of scott-mccloud-blogspot.com's blog. And this set of tweets retweets an Iyengar yoga from the United Kingdom, picture of Iyengar doing a shoulder stand, a related pose. And BKS Iyengar is quoted, "Don't practice for cosmetic beauty, practice for cosmic beauty, practice for inner light and inner yoga." That is yoga asana, yoga meditation. And check this out in the Arachnia fasciata blog post from June of 2025. in my blog, scott-mccloud.blogspot.com. So I asked some of these questions directly of George Church at the Harvard Medical School and yogis Angela and Victor, who are based in Greece, and yogi Tom Hess in Chico, California, and Ed Smythe, MD, and Byron Hahn, MD, PhD, and other friends and contacts and yogis. And curious how we might follow up on all this. Check out this further in today's blog post, and with related blog posts, links, website addresses. And this also comes into conversation with George Church's 67 second, 60 minutes video interview with Scott Pelley from 2019, titled "How Soon Could Humans Reverse the Aging Process with Genetic Engineering?" Stay tuned. Perhaps World University and School can develop clinical trials with yoga in gentle, in soaking in warm water for the inner releasing action meditation effect, and to reverse muscle wasting, and for higher, faster, stronger, more supple yoga genetics, and ethically, and potentially to help folks who are in their 80s and 90s, and possibly in doing so to live beyond 122 years of age in good health, possibly much longer. Stay tuned. So those 10 agenda items are from or on the World University and School nonprofit MIT OpenCourseware centric wiki wing at WUAS. Now I'm going to switch to the second of two WUAS wings, the for-profit general stock company legal entity in the state of California, the WUAS Corporation, the WUAS Press, an academic press in 7,159 languages with machine learning, which URL is worlduniversityandschool.org/academicpress.html. So agenda item A, keeping an eye on the crypto space recently. Elizabeth Stark, crypto, Twitter direct message to me at SGKMACLEOD, which is the language's Twitter feed for World University and School, planning all 7,159 known living languages. And Elizabeth Stark Twitter direct messaged me, DM, and also MIT OpenCourseware centric wiki World University and School. And regarding potentially Stanford MindPy partnering email, and also regarding an email I sent back to them and some Twitter posts I created in response regarding US Senator and former Harvard Law professor Elizabeth Warren. So I'll read some of this email I sent to them and some of the tweets. Hang on. Dear Elizabeth and US Senator and former Harvard Law professor Elizabeth Warren, thanks for your Twitter direct message DM to SGKMACLEOD below. In reply, here's a set of tweets. Hi, Elizabeth Stark at Stackness _ Senator Warren, SEN Warren, MIT OCW centric wiki at World Univ and SCH at WUS Press has a partnering email with Stanford MindPy cryptocurrency. And you can get your own Stanford MindPy cryptocurrency free money daily from with this invitation code at mindpie.com/SGKMAC, and where WUS seeks to code for most of all 7.9 billion people on the planet, to create a main single worldwide cryptocurrency, and to end poverty worldwide via a new kind of UBI experiment. Thanks at SGKMAC LEOD at SCOTTMAC LEOD. I posted this also to LinkedIn, where Elizabeth Stack said in her direct message to me, "Hey, hope you're having a great and productive day. Have you been keeping an eye on the crypto space recently? There's been some really exciting momentum and fresh opportunities popping up. I think you might find it pretty interesting. If you're open to it, I'd love to share a few quick insights that could actually be valuable for you. No pressure at all. Just figured it might be worth a quick chat. Looking forward to hearing from you." So I created this set of tweets and also emailed directly Elizabeth Stark at her Yale University email address, and U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren, and former Harvard Law professor, at her Harvard Law email address in these regards. Agenda item B, Lego robotics and play at WUAS. Yes, WUAS seeks to make play with Lego robotics integral to our free online degrees and to matriculating at this point into free online MIT OpenCourseware centric WUAS. And see the robotics wiki school at World University and School, and the play wiki subject or wiki school at World University and School, and the LinkedIn post from the Lego group and regarding World Play Day, with some photos of playing with Lego bricks and potentially Lego robotics. Agenda item C, last agenda item. I've touched on this above a little bit, but the upcoming book, Society, Information Technology in the Global University, 2025 potentially, forthcoming book at the WUAS Press, will be published on the for-profit side of WUAS, the WUAS Press, the WUAS Corporation. What's fascinating about the possibility of creating new libraries, of each of our creating new libraries and Wiki creating new libraries, is there that revolutionary aspect that we can all create them and add them potentially to a realistic virtual earth for libraries that possibly Google Street View with Time Slider and Google Books and related Google projects will help create the IT infrastructure for, along with World University and School. And in the process, as I write this book further regarding society, which is the network society, and information technology and global university, in the process of each of our wiki creating libraries, adding them, for example, pictures to Google Street View with Time Slider in libraries, and then connecting them with, say, a backend structured knowledge database, such as the institutional books project at Harvard that I mentioned above. We will create new networks of people, and in creating also free MIT OpenCourseware centric World University and School, which I will further write about in this upcoming Society, Information Technology, and the Global University book. So that's the news and question and answer for today. Monday, June 16th, 2025. And I will post this to the WUS current active YouTube channel, as well as to the two main Twitter feeds, twitter.com/WORLDUNIVANDSCH and twitter.com/WUAS Press, as well as to today's blog posts after I upload the recording of today's WUS News in Question and Answer. In the process of creating all libraries ever in all languages in a realistic virtual Earth for libraries, WUS seeks to create all museums ever in all languages and places. For example, 2. Until next week, if you have questions or know of students who want to matriculate at free MIT OpenCourseWare centric Wiki World University and School, potentially in your first language, in your country, please let me know, president@worlduniversityandschool.org. Worlduniversityandschool.org is the current beginning webpage for WUS. And until next week, which I think is the 23rd of June, 2025 at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Bye for now.